Hello? Am I live? I have to double check. Yeah, it seems I'm alive. I'm designing this creature. Crystal Harvester. Can I... Let's do this. Okay. Omslag's build. Will that spoil anything? No. Can't I choose a image that I have myself for the background? Okay, well, I'm just gonna... There we go. Let's make this guy a little smaller. That's the Crystal Harvester. Let's... Where can I adjust where it's... where it is? Like the adjustment where you can drag it around and... It's not that. It's not that. Weird. I guess we'll have to do... I wanted to write text here, but whatever. I'll write it down here. Or maybe... No. Nope. The Crystal Harvester. A creature living in the hole. They are not dangerous, but they can pick things up and move them, even the player. The purpose of the Crystal Harvester is to harvest crystals. They break break loose, they find a crystal in the dungeon. Then they break loose a part and carries it to a transporter worm. Porter worm. Carry it to a transport world. 3D asset. Let's do a checklist. To do 3D model of the crystal harvester. Behavior. Animations. Walking. Lift, break, rip crystal from wall. Carry. Crystal. Carry thing overhead. Behavior would be similar. Locating, search for crystal. Or does it know where the crystal is? I think it knows. But we'll see. Find crystal. Find crystal. Pick up crystal. Walk to crystal. Walk to location. We also need idle, I think. Do we need idle? Should it always move? Let's see if potentially it could be idle if there are no crystals. Let's have it there. Let's have the idle there. Since it's a humanoid, I will try to use the existing mannequin animations. Behavior, find crystal. Locate crystal. Walk to location. Pick up. Rip crystal. Pick up player. Locate player, pick up player. notice player because I don't notice player. Place crystal. Drop. Yeah. I'm gonna need to draw some sketches. Maybe I can use Gen Craft, but I don't know if I can get the same creature. Locate crystal. Walk to location. Rip crystal, not spare, pick a player. Place item in transport. Oh yeah, it needs health, death animation, but I'm thinking of using the same kind of death animation for all the things, all the creatures, to make it simple. What's gonna happen if you shoot it? Maybe it can't be killed. Maybe this is some kind of creature that can't be killed. You just want to avoid it. The AI behavior needs to be designed. Design AI behavior. And I think we should do it MVP wise, so we should not add unnecessary. We should add only make the most essential things for the crystal harvester. Why I wanted this character is partly because, yeah, I don't know. It's a secret. I know why I wanted it, but it's a secret. Maybe these two are actually necessary. It should not be able to die. It should not be able to die. Or maybe then it doesn't need health. Let's remove idle. Walking with and carry. Place drop. Walking, we don't need a image for that. Rip item from wall. What's the fastest way? Maybe I can find something on Google. No, I'm gonna draw a sketch and then photograph the sketch and put it in. Okay, so let's draw all of them at once. So we have 4 animations. Walking is just something like that. It's either, how does it look? It doesn't have a neck. Looks like an insect. Walking. I should walking. Rip item from wall. Because if we do like this, then it can be like picking up the player, use the same animation. Walking and carrying thing overhead, so it's similar to this, but it's just how that's let's call it carry. Carry and drop. that's how it ended up. Let's see if I have Wi-Fi on my phone. Yes. It's pictured. A little bit of cleanup. Nice and neat. Ready for the next image whenever I need it. Should be uploaded. Boom. Let's get rid of the edge a little bit. There we go. That works. The crystals are stuck, so should I do a try first? To put a lot of force into it, and suddenly the crystal breaks free. In a slightly uncontrolled manner. Simply carrying something above their head. In a controlled manner, place a thing in front of them. That should be it. I need to design the AI behavior a little bit more, I think. Let's do that with a little more details on the So we have a room, we have some other room, corridor, we have another, and the room theme will contain everything, and I think the crystal harvester will not go outside the room. Like if a player goes outside, they will forget the player. if player exits room, crystal harvester forgets the player. Crystal harvesting. So for this we need a crystal harvester. We also need the actual crystal. So let's draw them like this. Looks like boobs, whatever. And a crystal. And a transporter worm. I haven't decided completely how the worm will work. Maybe they can go up. Yeah, they go from up to down. So they're basically a cylinder going into a hole. And what they do is they actually have this little capsule, shiny capsule that opens. So the crystal can get the crystal and put it in transport worm. Okay. This is the idea. What else do we need? Locate the crystal. I think you will already know. Knowledge, crystal. Crystal harvester knowledge, crystal location, transporter worm location. That's it. Gonna need to make a similar document for the transporter worm as well. Will this be enough explanation? I don't know. Gonna take a picture of that. Make sure it uploads. The Wi-Fi is not good enough. Here we got some Wi-Fi and we got the image uploaded. If anyone wants this original game design document, that's my signature. A real valuable piece of art or whatever. Okay, so that's the crystal harvester. Now we need to make the crystal harvest. Should we do them in the same document or no? No. Need to generate some concept art. Let's see what we can do. A thick alien worm. This is gonna be hard for the AI. It's gonna be hard to communicate this to the AI. A thick alien worm going from the ceiling to the floor, going through the ceiling and down through the floor. It has a transparent capsule on its side. Let's see what Unreal. It's actually not. Let's see what we can generate. It's kind of cool. It has a transparent capsule as on. It has transparent capsules running along on its side. Alien, a huge thick alien worm, a dark, a huge dark. Dark should be after huge, no? Right. Oh, this is starting to look like something, but it's a bit too scary, maybe? Can I think I can make something from a sketch. What's a prompt room? Generate. I'm pretty sure there is a generation which can style, add your photo. Can we make something simple here? This is how I imagined it, in a corner of a room. Transporter worm sketch. I guess. Biolo. Actually, restart. Let's do. Does this work? Stone dungeon. Ceiling. Nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. It didn't generate anything, it just tried to remix. I have to do a little bit of research. Add a reference image to my prompt. There you go. Now, a worm, an alien worm going through the ceiling and down through the floor. It has a capsule, transparent capsule on its side. Maybe it gets. Not at all. In a dark dungeon corner, and a huge stick. Can't. How do I make it bigger? A big, huge, and thick as a tree trunk. Big tree trunk. Okay, just made a person very small. Kind of looks good. Like this looks cool. It's like a network where you can travel. I like this a lot, actually. Yes. I'm gonna save that. Alien worm with a transparent door on its side. Looks like something. Where's the first ones here? Capsule. Transparent shell door. Here we go. But what if I don't want something artificial. I want something natural looking. Something like this can work. Not can't has been animated very shell that can open on its side. A bunch of disgusting worms and stuff. Yeah, it's not working. It's not working today. We're gonna have to draw it, sketch it. Draw some kind of sketch. So it has like a tail and it's completely cylindrical, and in the front it should look like a drill. Should it, but it shouldn't spin. A digging, I don't know, maybe it looks maybe it looks like something like that. And on its side it has one door. Should it have one door, or should it, if we just make this segment, we can just loop it? Which one is most fun? I think the looping one is more fun actually. It's just a simple cylinder. Shiny door with a like, how do I draw something like there's a space in here? And somehow it can open. So like that. Actually, I should obviously make a placeholder. That would be make much more sense. I'll make placeholder because I need that anyways. Transporter worm. That's the best we got right now. Transporter worm transports things from one dungeon level to the next. It can transport crystals and the player. It collaborates with the crystal harvester to get crystals. Only moves when it has something placed in it. Transporter worm. Animations. Pulsating, living, idle, just needs idle. Idle pulsating like a worm or something. I think that's done. Just oh, it actually needs open door. Open door. Close door. Idle. Open door, close door, and transport movement. It should loop. Connected to itself, creating a infinitely long worm. We should draw that. Should be reverse. Actually, let's Actually, it's good to give more space. It's important to give it more space, so it's like that, or even longer, like that, and the door is there, because then you can have this nice movement. Maybe not that. A thing. Crystal, or I should add the. Did I take a photo of it? That just makes things complicated. it goes through a hole in the ceiling and straight down into a hole in the floor. Receive item. And with this, like, we're gonna have to make the player pick upable item. Carryable item. Because you can pick things up, but you will not carry them actively. You will have them in your inventory. You will carry them, but like a magazine. But you don't. You can placeable item. Carryable item. Placeable item. Gotta have good variable names. Gotta have good names for variables in your code. That makes you love your code. A thing that you can pick up, a holdable item. A holdable item. Holdable? Carryable? Like hold hands, like placeable item? Placeable item. Because you can place it somewhere. That means you can carry it and you can place it, yeah. And they should be able to enter it. It's not really a feature. It's not a behavior, but it's a feature. It's a feature. Player can interact to enter the worm if there are no crystal harvested there. And in order to do this, we need like animation, climbing in animation or jumping in animation from the player. Maybe you can just jump into the worm. Maybe it's so. Actually, it might be so big that you can actually just jump into it. It might be, the diameter might be 3 meters. It will probably be around 3 or 4 meters, maybe 4 meters wide. This is just less than 1 meter. But yeah, if we look at the size, I think the size is important. I'll draw So here's the worm. And it has space inside. And if the tile like is this big, then the tiles are 5 by 5 meters. Player will be around this big. Which means you can just jump into it. You don't have to make some kind of special animation, which would be nice. This makes it so we can just go into it. The worm size is huge. The diameter of the worm is around 4 meters. So the player can easily jump into the worm when the door is when the worm is open. It's fun because since the player wants to collect crystals as well, we might place a crystal in the worm and then you jump into into it, take the crystal, and the door closes. You get the XP from the crystal, door closes, and it goes straight down. That's a fun experience. That's actually that makes it so fun. We should have the crystal harvester appear later in the game. That should be the first experience with the worm. So that's basically it. When open door, see placeable item. Is that how you spell it? Save. It's not save. Yeah, I think that's it for those two. Now we need a crystal. The actual crystal. So stash, crystal storage, what would you call it? I'm gonna ask ChatGPT for a good name. Crystal pillar or crystal monolith. Crystal pillar. Cluster, maybe. Stalagmite core. Geode beacon. Arcane crystal. Cluster. Crystal cluster. Yeah, crystal cluster it is. Crystal cluster it is. And then we can just, for the crystal cluster, we can just Google a good crystal cluster. Something really nice. Just look at these beautiful crystals. Some good model, the idle crystal. I think this one is kind of, but it should be a little bit simpler. But the colors are amazing. These ones are really good. I also like this one. This one is good color, but too wide. This one is mysterious and a good candidate, I think. That's what we will use. But also the size of it should be drawn. I guess it's around 1 to 2 meters. Big. Let's start a player here as well. So they are significant. There you can see. Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi. can destroy the crystal cluster to get a bunch of crystals. You see the interconnectedness of this game. It's amazing. It's so, everything is interwoven into a perfect fabric. The player can destroy the crystal cluster to get a bunch of crystals. The crystal harvester can rip crystals from the crystal cluster to place them in the transport A world. The I should actually make, I guess, crystal piece, crystal shard, XP crystal. I used to call them XP crystal because you get XP from them. But let's call them a crystal shard. But we'll do them next. Actually, this is good. Yeah. Shiny and slightly transparent. Reflect. Should we make it reflective as well? Animations. Break. We don't need any animations. We're not gonna make animations for this. It's more of a behavior thing or a feature. Break. Break. Full break. Destroy. Shatter. Halt. Shatter. The crystal cluster shatters into several pieces. This does not happen when the crystal actually, let's do it like this. Shatter. Get ripped when get harvested. The crystal harvester. This requires health. crystal harvester rips a crystal from the crystal cluster. This decreases the number of crystals spawned when it breaks. If the crystal harvest, let's say the crystal cluster can have a minimum of 1 crystal in it, so it lasts forever when harvested. I feel I'm getting StarCraft vibes from this. Anyway, okay. Is that it? It doesn't move, it just stands there and chatters. Crystal shards. Yeah. Okay, let's do the crystal shard. Crystal shard can be picked up by is picked up by the player automatically and gives them XP. It can also be picked up by any creature with the ability to pick things up. It has like the crystal harvester. Crystal shard triggers if placed in a transporter worm, triggers the worm to close the door, transport the crystal. Let's Google nice crystal. Something like this, maybe. Oh, what did you see? These are pretty cool. Yeah. They should obviously have the same color as the other one though. What? Didn't I copy? Oh. Get picked get, let's not. First crystal picked up triggers a cassette tip. Recording. Get picked up by crystal harvester. It's simply this whatever, it's self-explanatory. There we go. Interconnected things working together. 4 actors, a bunch of features connected to each other. What did I call the feature? Placeable item. That's not related to the player picking it up though. Whoa. But the player should not be able to place it. Player should just... Let's not call it a placeable item then. Let's remove that. Wait, the player is... is a placeable item. I guess we'll ignore pick up a ball by a crystal harvester item. Interesting to a crystal harvester. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna figure out the rest when coding. Now I'm gonna make this as... I'm gonna share it with my 3D artist so he can get to work or ask questions, and then I will probably code it with placeholders in the game, and then yeah, that's what it is. Maybe I should make PDFs of these because I'm gonna send them in the Discord. Yeah, this is the end of this design stream. We made a crystal harvester that can pick up crystals by ripping them from the wall, and I will probably add later that it can pick up from the ground as well. That makes sense. And place things. We will also be able to pick up the player and put things in the transporter worm. Transporter worm can transport things to the next level, so you can get to the next level, and crystals can get to the next level. I don't know if that's gonna be anything for the player. It should basically just eat crystals, like consume crystals for the player, so you have to be quickly to get the crystals before the harvester harvests them all. The crystal cluster is where you can harvest things, harvest crystals, and the crystal shard is what is harvested, also gives XP to the player. This will all be in prototype number 3 that I'm planning to have released now in November, but we'll see how long it takes. Hopefully this will be released in prototype 3 in November. Check the link below if you want to check out the game TACDUR. A bunch of covert ops agents discovering a deep dark underground dungeon, alien-ish dungeon. Yeah,